I'm already stressed about the holidays.
I bet it's because you said yes to too many things.
I try. It's hard. It's hard not to, especially when it's like family or friends or people you haven't seen in a while and you want to. I want to engage.
How many times are you saying yes, not because you actually want to do it, but because you feel guilty? Like you know, and I feel like this is a conversation we've had over the course of our relationship for a really long time. Like, you don't have to sacrifice your peace to people please or to try to keep everybody except yourself happy. So I guess that's what the episode should be about.
Yes, because it's easier said than done.
Yeah. So in this episode, we're going to talk about boundaries because we're coming into the rest of the holiday season. We're right after Thanksgiving. We're coming into December. December is a sprint for parents and professors alike. So we're hoping to offer some guidance and some real scripts on how to deal with these things and also think about what's the right way to approach the holidays.
Yo parents, yo parents, yo parents and professors. Yo parents, yo parents, yo parents and professors.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 58.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I never even know. Episode 58 of the Parents and Professors podcast with your favorite co-parents, collaborators, and colleagues. I'm Dr. Michael Stephen Williams, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Dr. Marjorie Dormer Williams. And in this episode, we're getting into what could, I think, potentially be one of the messiest times of the year. And that is the gravy train that is the holiday season. Starts around mid-November and takes us all the way through January. Really, I feel like up until and through like MLK weekend.
Yeah, that's the academic calendar.
It's like part of the academics, like getting back to school, getting into the swing of things, people coming back from vacation. No one actually wants to be at work.
Yeah, so whether you're navigating divorce family logistics or managing competing holiday traditions,
Yes.
which is often the case.
We know it's a busy time. And
Yeah.
it can be a stressful time.
I mean, or you're just trying to survive the season, because I think that this year, more than most years, I'm really in survival mode. I see the beautiful finish line that is the end of the fall semester, and I just got to scratch and claw and get my way there.
Yeah.
We're going to make it. But if any of those things are interesting, this episode is definitely for you.
And as always, just a reminder that this podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. The views expressed are our own, and our discussions are based on personal experience, publicly available information, and general knowledge.
So I'll let you start because this seemed like it was something on your heart. What is it about the holiday season that is uniquely stressful for you?
Oh, gosh. So I think there's a combination of things that really impact anyone during the holidays. And I think that then gets heightened or can be worse for divorced parents, co-parenting parents, whatever the parenting version of it that you're doing is. And I think that there's so much around, right? Even the fact that we call it the holidays, right? There are other holidays during the year, but we don't refer to it as the holidays.
Those other holidays not real.
They're not. It is not what this is, right?
We've had a version of this conversation. So like, Valentine's Day is not a holiday.
I knew you were gonna go there.
Halloween is not a holiday.
First of all,
St. Patrick's Day is not a holiday.
I mean,
You're not getting an extended amount of time off from work or school.
4th of July.
No, that's not a holiday either.
It's-
Think about the difference in how you have to set your calendar up and how you have to move, because the expectation is that you're going to be around certain people for Thanksgiving and Christmas
Okay.
in particular.
Yes.
So the end of year holidays, they hold a different weight because you're actually getting additional time off of work with the expectation that you use it.
Mm-hmm.
People are also off and they want to see you.
Yes. And
Yeah. Nobody's checking the calendar like, yo, you know who didn't show up for Valentine's Day this year? Marjorie. Again, disowned.
She was not gonna be there.
Yeah, exactly. Like that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, there's actually a different weight to particular holidays.
Yeah.
And your birthday is smashed up in the middle of all the December stuff. I know you forgot. It's like
keep forgetting.
Don't worry.
I keep forgetting.
Don't worry. We got you. But I think that is a different weight, and it's a different weight of expectation. And then it also goes into all the different ideas about like how you navigate. Because I know one of the things for me, for example, when we first got together, I've never been with somebody who cares about Thanksgiving the way that you do. Like Thanksgiving is just such this huge like family event. Your family does it very differently than my family does it.
Yeah.
Like Thanksgiving for me is traditionally just me, my mother, and my brothers, and like maybe another family member pops over. Like yours is like a 40-person event.
Yeah.
and
You know what? I realize the way people treat family reunions is our Thanksgiving. Like our Thanksgiving is a family reunion. Like it is a 30 to 50 person setup. There is 1 year we had, help. There were servers. And it is, multiple tables and multiple chairs and all the cousins. And it is I don't want to say it as if it is not a positive experience. It is.
Usually.
Usually. But I do recognize that the holidays, even with that the holidays are just generally more stressful, right? Because it's not, so like you were saying, right? You're thinking about family, you're thinking about travel, which means you're also likely thinking about money. And like, that's a big piece of it, right? Because it doesn't, not only is it just me traveling, but when you're traveling with kids, they don't discount your child's price because they are smaller. Or like,
and your children also don't follow directions. Like, hey, eat before we get to the airport because I'm not paying $24 for a scone.
Yeah. So there's a lot of other additional, I think, stressors that come with the holiday season in general. And so, I'm thankful that we have spent a lot of time and energy like figuring out and working out, the schedule and the back and forth and who has what. And generally both of us, I think, are really now understanding about that, but everybody doesn't have that same circumstance. And so I think it's important to talk about the fact that, like, yeah, this is hard. Just in general, even if it's between, co-parent to co-parent, and then you add your family and your new partners or the person that you're dating or your kids, and now you're managing the expectations of a whole bunch of other people. So that's what makes it hard, and that's why I feel stressed.
You feel stressed right now?
I was looking at the calendar and saw that it was November 30th and tomorrow's December 1st. And my heart did a little like, oh, God, it's coming. Like, it's starting already.
I have to submit like 15 PhD applications by tomorrow for one of my students. So on the research team, Mikey Coletta, Scholar Shout, is applying to PhD programs in
You're writing his letters.
Counseling psych. I already wrote the letter, but each one of them has like a different submission deadline. And some of them I had to submit by November 15th. The next big batch is December 1st.
Okay.
And so December 1st is this obnoxious. I hate that December 1st is also falling on a Monday right after the holiday, because I feel like it's one of those reckoning days where there's 1,000 things that have to get done.
Yeah, we're like, we'll come back to that in December.
Yeah, 1,000 things that have to get done the second that I open my computer and like return from holiday break. When this is the first time in maybe 6 months that I felt like I really took a real restorative break.
Yeah.
Like I was in my house hanging out with my wife and my kids and you, and did that for Thanksgiving, the Friday, the Saturday, and the Sunday.
I didn't do it for Sunday, but the other days, yes.
Well, Sunday for the most part. I mean, I started to ease back into work today, unfortunately, but it felt like, oh, this is what it feels like to actually be off. And I was like, man, do I just not like working?
Do I just not want to be in the job that I'm in anymore?
Yeah. I was like, artificial intelligence is going to take care of that soon enough. So we got to figure some things out.
So I think it's interesting to hear you talk about, like December 1st is this reckoning and thinking about how you spend your time, because it also seems that, right, we get to December and everybody wants a piece of your time. It's, my family wants Christmas versus New Year's, or, the weekend before. And in fact, there are many December birthdays in and around my family. So it's like, so-and-so's having
really?
a
Who
party.
else?
So Quinn is also a December.
Okay. Oh, extended family.
Sure. Yeah, like extended family. But it's all in the like, if you were here, then we could do whatever. Or even like at work, it's like, we're gonna have the holiday thing here, and so if folks are around, it'd be great to see you. And so now I'm like, I'm gonna be around, so I should go. But like,
I miss So there was a tradition in my fraternity chapter where we would always get together, like a large group of us, when everybody was like more New York centric, and go out for Thanksgiving Eve. And that created some
I
problems.
did not think that's what you were going to mention.
That created some problems for me in terms of like recovery on the day of. But it's a part of the like I'm motivated by a series of kind of conversations that I've been having, but also like scholarship that I've been consuming that's around like the cost of community and the fact that like we're being convinced that online is good enough, that you can actually keep up with people and have a sense of their life when you don't see them.
Oh,
That,
because
like,
we see each other through.
Yeah, everything's like digitally mediated
and
and like,
posts
oh,
and-
as long as I saw your post or like I got to congratulate you, like hit the congratulate button on LinkedIn, that it's the same. It's not the same. And so one of the detriments to getting older is as people have developed more professional expertise, it's taken people all over the country. So none of my closest friends live in the same city anymore.
So what is that? So then what does that mean for time, and how do
It
you
messes up how
set
like
boundaries around what people can reasonably expect from you, right? So we've talked about our parenting schedule, for example, right? So I get Thanksgiving, you get Christmas, the other person gets New Year. That's the end of the year thing, and then the rest are kind of like whatever. So on a year when, for example, I had Thanksgiving, we stayed home. You have Christmas. I don't have the kids for Christmas, but I know that there are certainly, my mom might want to see them, right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you think about navigating the expectations around time, and that, like, oh, there's work parties and the kids have, the kids have end of the year stuff, and
yeah.
everybody's having a holiday party, and there's graduation, right? Like, there are all of these things that require time, and we can't be everywhere at once. So how do you think about strategies for dealing with that?
I think there are multiple ways to think about it. And one is, I think there's something important about us being on the same page from a communication standpoint, but also from a protection standpoint, because I should be able to talk to the people that are important in my life and tell them straight up, like when you have the kids and when they just can't expect them. So like, no, hey, we alternate the years. Marjorie has the kids for insert whatever holiday this year, and they've decided that they're going to Aruba, or they're going to Atlanta, or they're going to New York, or they're going to Florida, wherever it takes you. And so they're just not available. And I think that one, being clear that that's not a hard feelings thing, is that like, hey, we're going to do what we need to do. And it's connected in a way to the friendship conversation that we were just having. There are friends that I have that are like family. Like, I would love to be able to, unite my family with like Emo's family, for example. I thought it was awesome that they came out like as the full group, even though kids weren't invited to my tenure party. It was cool that they came out, but like part of the problem that I saw is that because we had made arrangements for our kids not to be around.
Right. Nobody's kids were there.
Yeah, like our kids aren't able to spend time with them. And so I'm thinking like, man, it would be great if we could get all the kids together and like all the families. But when everybody's navigating their own holiday schedules, when everybody's in different parts of the country, when everybody's all over the place. And so I think one is just being clear and communicating expectations up front. Like, hey, this is our schedule. This is what we're doing. Letting people who deserve to know what that looks like. But then I think the other piece is recognizing that you just can't do everything. Like, somebody's going to be unhappy.
Yeah.
Like, my mom, I love my mom to death. My mom would like to see the kids for every single holiday.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. She wants to cook and hang out with them and then kick them out.
Okay.
Like, it's not she don't want them staying for mad long, but she wants to
Right.
see them and interact with them on a regular basis. And so it's not the same. Hey, we might be able to call you on Facebook and like FaceTime with you and hang out, but that's not the same as like you getting a hug or you getting to eat grandma's cooking,
Yeah.
And so recognizing that you can't do everything, making the appropriate arrangements, but also aligning your travel schedule and your visitation schedule with like the people that are really important to you. And I'm feeling that more acutely personally because I can think about my friends. So like Rick, our buddy from like his partner turned 40 this year. So we all went out to kick it. And I got to see his daughter again. But when's the next time that there's going to be a reason to go all the way out to California? Same thing. Like, I don't know the last time I was on the East Coast just kicking it in New York City, even though we have friends kind of scattered all about.
So I kind of feel like you're almost offering an argument for the opposite. That like, oh, because I don't know the next time I'm going to see these people, and because we're not out here often, or because insert everything that you just said, I think it's very easy to be like, well, I have to do these things because when else am I going to have the opportunity?
No.
And
I think I do not want to be interpreted that way.
Okay.
Because I think what I was saying is a reality that you have to face, and you still have to make difficult decisions.
Okay.
And sometimes the difficult decision is to protect your peace and to protect your money.
Yo.
Because those people aren't like, as much as you love, family is probably the greatest culprit, but your friends could do this to a certain extent too, because you never necessarily know what somebody's going through financially unless you have that kind of intimate contact with each other on a regular basis. And so people, hey, let's go on a trip. Hey, let's go on vacation. Hey, yeah.
I ain't got it.
Yeah. And so in the same way that you should have the discipline to be like, yo, I do not have the fiscal capital available to me to participate in your shenanigans right now. Time is capital too. Like, yo, I don't have the time. I don't have the spiritual time to try to juggle all these things and still do my job and take care of the things that need to be taken care of at my home. And I love you and I appreciate it. And like, let's figure out and let's be planful so that we can overcome that in a future year or in a future date. But I'm not going to kill myself bending over backwards to try to check every single box for every single person that I love. I love too many people. I do.
Put it on a t-shirt.
Yeah, like I love too many people. Like if I could reasonably run down the people that I would consider close friends and people that are invested in my family and that are invested in you and the kids and in Donna, that list, even just culling to the closest and the bestest, is like 40 people.
So then one of the other things that comes up too, speaking of being brokies.
Yeah, it's a different life.
Wait, so the other, I think, big one around the holidays for some people is gift giving. And this is such an interesting
that's an important
thing.
No, that's an important one.
So there's gift giving, but then I think there are also categories of gift giving and like how people do gift giving. So we have actually I'll use you. You have children who are across the band of ages. Mm-hmm. So you have a 14-year-old and a 5-year-old. And
the 12-year-old in the middle.
The 12-year-old in the middle, and they engage with Christmas in very different ways. Whereas when I think about Christmas now, I'm like, I know exactly what gift cards they're getting, and I'm done. Like, that's it. Like, Christmas is going to be simple this year, and it's going to be very on a budget.
The youngest is so malleable and so well-loved that as long as it's participatory, we can do the exact same thing. And in fact, that's what I'm planning to do this year.
What do you mean?
It's like, hey, you know what you guys need? Books.
Oh, so they're getting gift cards to Bronx.
Yeah, like,
That's what I was gonna get.
Yeah. And so because you need books and you need tactile things, like the only thing I'm buying you is books and crafts, things that you can do with your hands, things that don't require screens. So
yes, no screen, nothing.
Yeah. And as long as Maya gets the opportunity to go shopping and to pick out the books and that you actually going to read the books to her, she's going to be fine. Like, and so it actually, I think that having older children unlocks things for the younger child.
So that's internally, but then what about when it comes to, right? Because again, the holidays is about time with other people and the grandparents getting to see their grandkids. And so.
Yeah, I'm just play the Kanye skit for him. Like, we ain't got it.
Oh, okay.
Ain't got no clothes. Ain't got no clothes.
How would you say that not using the Kanye? Because everyone doesn't speak Kanye. So how would you?
Oh, thank God everybody doesn't speak Kanye these days.
So for example,
but I think it's for me, and this is something that I think is important for people to recognize what their respective and individual relationship with their parents are. Like I could tell my mom that. I'd be like, Mom, I'm broke. Like I'm not driving out there. I'm not getting a hotel. I'm not like, and my mom now in a position would be like, all right, well, do you want me to come to you or do you want me to send you some money? Or like, what is the way to go about this?
That sounds nice.
Yeah. And so I know that everybody doesn't necessarily have that. And that's a new thing. Like that's a new version of the relationship that I have with my mother that wasn't available to me when I was younger. when I was younger, it was expectation with no support to meet whatever that expectation was as it related to travel and stuff like that. Or I don't even know if that's fair. I just didn't feel comfortable asking.
So I think that that's a important piece to push on, and we have also had this conversation in many different ways. I think the thing about holidays that also makes it harder is all of your regular, for the 8 months out of the year, the 7 months out of the year, whatever that family dynamic is, also gets heightened, I feel like, around the holidays. And so, you mentioned like, oh, we ain't got it. So I sometimes feel as though when I have the conversation, I don't know if people don't believe me or
It's because your family is rich.
but then there's also
Y'all
in
are the
background-
ultimate first
wait.
world problems.
No.
So
Hold
when
on.
you-
Wait. But
Your brother
wait,
is a
wait,
corporate lawyer.
wait.
Your other brother is a pharmacist.
Hold on, let
whose
me
wife is a
finish.
pharmacist.
But here's the other piece of it. So on the one end, it's right. Like I might say, hey, things are really tight right now. Like that's just not in the budget. Or hey, I've had a lot of travel recently, and so I really need to cut down on spending. And I sometimes feel like there's that goes in. And then the translation is like, we don't believe you. Like, you just don't. Like, you're just saying that. Or, and this is probably, I know this is probably not true, but in my mind, I think it's because you got that stupid PhD education. What is that?
I mean, that's
Like,
not. I mean,
you
Trump
could have
made
been a doctor.
Trump made it where that's not a professional degree
It's not a
anymore.
professional degree anymore.
Yeah. And you have to be careful because depending on the type of doctor you are, your time might be even more restricted.
So, I think that how does your family or the people that you're communicating with also interpret the things that you're saying? And I sometimes feel like it's important to also know how to adjust your message to the audience.
Well, let's workshop it on air. What would you do differently so that message isn't going in one ear and out the other?
I don't know. Oh gosh, you put me on the spot. What would I do differently? I think I would be more explicit. So sometimes it's like like I ain't got it or things are tight. And this is like a conversation I was having with the student group, the women's student group.
Oh, the presentation that
Right?
you did the other day.
That we don't talk about money. We are not accustomed to talking about money, even amongst family members and whatever else. And so I really do also feel like conversations involving finances are just, right, again, any other time of the year are difficult to have. And then you add the expectations of the holidays, and particularly when there are family expectations around the holidays, I think that sometimes becomes much harder. So one of the things that I've tried to do is to be explicit about, hey, I'm trying to pay off debt. Or I might say, yeah, I have had a lot of work travel, and I'm really grateful that my job covers the things that I have to be at. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do it. Like, I also recognize that it could, from the outside, it can look like, oh, well, you're always on a plane, and you're always traveling, and you're always here, and you're always there. And people not understanding how my finances are set up may not realize that, first of all, it's not my money. This is the dollars of the funders who are paying for the things to be done. And that's like where that is. So I think being more explicit about, like, yeah, like money is tight, or like that's not in the budget. And like, here are the things, like here are what my actual priorities are, at least when it comes to family, because I realize like people just may not know. And what they might prioritize may be different than what you're prioritizing. And so I think just like saying very explicitly, like, listen, I have debt that I need to pay down. And like buying a plane ticket for me and the kids is not in line with those. Now, and I think now the next step is, but if you love to
you really want us there,
you really want us there, you want to see them.
Yeah, bless us up.
I'm not above taking help, but I'm not going to offer that up either.
Yeah, but I think that that's also maturation in general. Because it only hurts
I'm
you.
More mature, you mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
okay.
you are. I think you're getting more mature in terms of like being willing to actually have the conversations. Because I know the you that avoids them and just stores it up to be upset about later, right? Like,
To be upset about later.
yeah, because the thing that is helpful to me, and I can sometimes get a bad rap. I think I get a bad rap for being direct in my communication around things because people will see it as insensitive.
Okay.
But it's not going to hurt you. It's only going to hurt me. If I spend $2,000 that I don't have on something,
Yes.
I'm the one paying the interest on the credit card.
Right.
I'm the one that has to think about like, hey, what am I going to not do in order to get back right?
How am I going to pay this off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm comfortable making the decision that is going to make future me happy. Like
Yeah.
future Mike don't want to be paying interest charges. Future Mike doesn't want to be like, hey, you know what I did? I spent money I didn't have to do something I really didn't need to do.
need to
And
do
my
that.
kids are good money at the crib.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, hey, and in fact, so I had the kids for Thanksgiving, typically travel, family does the whole thing. It is a big to do. And I was happy that even though some things were a little bit different this year for my family, there was still a to do and people still did their thing. And I saw the pictures and I liked them in our, giant family WhatsApp. And I didn't have to be there. And that's okay too. And I also sometimes think that just telling ourselves like, yo, FOMO is like a psychological whatever. Like
Yeah.
you will be okay.
Yeah.
Like I was very comfortable being in my house, not having to get off of a plane today to either
Drive back.
drive back from St. Louis or make a connecting flight and hope I catch it in Chicago because everybody knows it takes like 45 minutes to taxi and then you gotta walk another 27 minutes to the other side of the damn airport. So yes, I'm very glad I didn't have to do all of those things. And I think that being able to clearly communicate that to family isn't easy, but I think especially with the financial thing, it's it's a solid concrete thing that you can just use to be like, hey.
Yeah, and make no mistake. If my money was right, I still might want to just be in my house
So
enjoying my mortgage
I
and these bills I pay.
have not just enjoyed my house and my bed and like cooked. Well, y'all did a lot of cooking, but also like just home cooked meals and like not being out. And it was so enjoyable. Like
You came over with a stack of Tupperware that looked like you went and bought new Tupperware
Literally.
to claim your Thanksgiving leftovers.
I just came for the leftovers.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I also want to shout out that we got robbed in the Plate Olympics.
oh,
I saw the
those.
finalists. They were not as popping.
Really?
I'm
Oh,
gonna let it go.
wait,
I'm
you
gonna let it
gotta
go.
explain what the Plate Olympics are.
So,
now.
one of my neos does this thing on Instagram where people submit their Thanksgiving plates to a global competition.
Oh, is it?
I think it's global.
Okay, he's got people.
He moves
everywhere.
around. Yeah,
Okay.
he moves around a lot. And I know that I submitted a plate that deserved to at least pass the first round.
Your plate was a solid submission, and I'm
Yeah.
not. This is not a biased opinion. This is a.
No, it was okay. And you saw the competition. And so I know that next year I'll be much earlier because I think that
You definitely did.
I think
Donna
it's because
asked
we
you several
submitted-
times if you had made the submission.
I think it's because we submitted too close to the deadline, and so there was like hate votes, and then there were like defensive votes because other people who had already submitted their plates are going in and hating on your new crispy plate. So I just Plate Olympics is a goal, but I'm thinking about that in terms of this is the first time that the six of us have all been together
Really?
for Thanksgiving.
That's possible.
Yeah,
Oh, COVID.
yeah, non-COVID. Yeah, so like, and it was nice.
It was.
Like had a good time. People cheating in Chameleon.
Whatever.
Yeah, if you need a board game for your family, especially if you have people who are naturally shady, I suggest you look into Chameleon because it was.
It's not even natural shade. It's an interesting game to see how people's brains make connections to things.
Yeah. You have to be able to speak like a secondary and tertiary language. It's kind of like the person that you
It's like
want.
taboo.
Yeah, the person that you want as your taboo partner is also the person that you want on your team in Chameleon. But we should get sponsored by them. I'm gonna stop talking about it.
Okay. But it was a fun game.
Yeah.
And
Fun game, fun, family friendly.
fun was had by all.
Everything together. And again, like that's not the worst thing in the world. Like it's a memorable Thanksgiving. It's something that's fun. It's something that checks the boxes. You did the food, you did the family. You did the focus, and you actually got to go home to your house
Oh,
and rest.
in my bed.
Yeah, for multiple days in a row, which
So
is
good.
a really great thing.
It was so good. So we talked about the family piece and the financial. Again, we recognize that our co-parenting circumstances aren't everyone's, but certainly when you co-parent, parallel parent, co-parent, shared parenting, there's lots of different. I've been doing lots of research.
Yeah, there's a lot of configurations.
I think I like shared parenting the best. But essentially, right, like how do you have these conversations around the holidays and again, those other family, like now it's not just your family expectations, but it's somebody else's family expectations, right? How do you navigate that in a way that doesn't drive you both crazy?
I think we're back to communication is key.
Yo, and a schedule.
And put it on a schedule. But because I think the other thing is get it on a schedule early enough that you can have conversations. But also, I think there's communication within and across relationships. So like my wife and I have a different set of expectations for her family than I have for my family. In the same way that there's a different set of expectations for you and your family. And so you're navigating, it's multiplicative. There's so many different combinations of things that you're kind of thinking about. But the earlier that you have conversations and you understand people's familial expectations and their traditions, and like where and whether and how people want to participate in them, then I think it's a lot easier. And so I think the emotional piece of it can be a little bit more difficult because especially if you have like somebody has a sense of entitlement or somebody who's new to the situation wants to have all the kids in, their family space. But it still comes down to communication and planning.
Yeah. I think the piece of this to me that's always been helpful is sometimes it's hard to say the thing that you are thinking. And I remember when this was, like probably way back in the beginning when all this started. And I remember like, okay, let me just write it down. And I'm going to write it down and I'm going to read it and I'm going to think about it. And I'm like, clearly there's some tonal issues here. Let me rewrite this. Are all of the things represented? Like actually writing down your thoughts is a really good way to organize them, but also to make sure that you're not including well, that's why 2 Thanksgivings ago when I asked and you didn't want to did it, like that's not, it might feel good in the moment,
Yeah.
but it's not helpful.
Yeah, but it's you don't want to do any scorekeeping. You don't want to communicate in a way that future you isn't going to be excited about.
No.
Yeah. And so again, it's the same rules apply, but I think it's even more. I think your suggestion about writing things down is really powerful.
Yes.
Because sometimes you don't really know what you think until you attempt to write. And in the writing, you're like, oh, I can't say that. Even if it's true.
It also helps to get some of the steam out of, especially when emotions run high. It can help get you
you don't even care about Thanksgiving.
Right. That's why you can't dance.
What?
Hashtag Rihanna Chris Brown.
So how do you manage your family's expectations? And I think that that's more of a question for you than it is for me.
Well, so I'll answer this in terms of us, and then I think just more broadly, like when you're thinking about your ex, right? Your ex-partner, your ex-husband, whatever. I think that for a lot of people, the holidays is also heightened because they're typically framed as, Hallmark movies, right? Like that is such a staple. And someone could have never turned their TV to the Hallmark channel and know what that means.
Best man Christmas.
Right? Like it is this, it's wonderful and dreamy and everyone's happy and life is perfect. And it's this like picture perfect fairy tale that we feel like the holidays are supposed to be. And so I think some of that feeds into now you take this very real reality of like, we don't go together no more. And like that could have been messy. It could have been hard. Like it could have been something that made people feel some type of way.
Like really, this is a medical drama. ER.
Right, yes. We've gone from the Hallmark channel.
Chicago Fire.
Why Chicago Fire?
There's always
Empire.
there's always romance.
It's just because now there's music too and dancing.
CSI. But not that SVU stuff. That's reckless. That never feels good.
No, we don't.
Oof.
Yeah, no, not that one. And so I think that it's, for us, I think it has been being really clear about modeling behavior and expectations. So before, for example, I just wouldn't mention you. Like I would just not talk about you or us or it. Like it was just, you did not exist. And I would self-censor myself to do that, right? So when normally I might say something like, oh, Mike and I took the kids to da-da-da-da-da. I'd just be like, oh, I went with the kids. Like I would think and then edit you out. Now.
Not surprising.
It felt like it was a way to keep peace. I am not going to. I was doing the best I could with a very difficult situation because, again, my family's not going anywhere. You're not going anywhere. And so I think in the coordination, between the ex-partner is, yes, the communication, yes, being clear, putting in writing, and like willing to be flexible, right? Like, because something could come up and it's like,
but
hey.
I also think you're doing something important, and I don't like the idea of erasure, generally.
I don't think most people do.
I do think that there's something valuable about a refusal to over-explain yourself or feel like you need to justify your choices if that's what's keeping the peace for you.
Okay.
As long as you're on the same page and you've had the kind of conversations, then I'm not gonna spend mad hours explaining why Marjorie isn't here. Like, I'm just like, no, that's it. Or like, hey, this is what we're doing, or this was the choice. I'm here.
I feel like it is, I think when you're considering ex-partner dynamics, it's also important to, I think, recognize and acknowledge that we're all flawed people, creatures, human beings.
Oh, you're not doing there's good people on both sides bullshit.
We all make mistakes. It's not necessarily good people on both sides, but I do think that I just want to acknowledge that people can still feel very hurt or angry or upset or whatever, insert negative emotion here, as an outcome or something that came out of right, divorce, separation, whatever it might be. And I think it's also important to acknowledge those feelings.
I think there's a difference between acknowledging and like perpetuating the continuation of those feelings.
No, but what I would say is those feelings can exist and you can still have a calm conversation about who's going to be where with the kids, right? Like those feelings can exist, and you can also, if plans change or if you want to do something differently, write that down and send it out without also adding in all of the like vitriol. Now, much easier said than done, and I recognize that too, but I don't want to dismiss or belittle the fact that part of what makes this hard for people is that those negative emotions are there.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between feeling the negative emotions and like externalizing the negative emotions in ways that aren't productive.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, you're allowed to feel whatever you feel, but your behavior after the feeling is always the important thing. And so in the same way, like somebody embarrasses you, somebody says something you don't agree with, you're allowed to feel like, oh, I'll smack the, right? But you don't smack them.
I would hope not.
Yeah. Usually you don't. There's very public exceptions to the rule, like the Will Smith, Chris Rock situation.
No.
But I mean, that came up recently. That's the only reason that was
when
on
did
tip of my
that
tongue.
happen again?
That's years ago.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, it was years ago on some award show.
Oh, that's crazy.
But I think that my push is for people to have a higher bar around those things. Because I think what I hear you saying feels a little too soft and justify. Yeah, everybody has negative emotions. Nobody wants to get divorced. Nobody wants to feel the need to. Nobody wants to split up holidays. Nobody wants to feel like, oh, I want my kids at something that they can't be at because of the current arrangement of my life. But that doesn't mean that you externalize that in ways that are unproductive. And I feel like that's part of like our key takeaways. Like that's like, hey, do your emotional work, like heal yourself or get yourself to a place where you can communicate clearly and you can stick to the script. And if the script is, here's what we've scheduled, here's the way that we're breaking up the time, here are our expectations, here's the way that we've agreed to give gifts to the children this year, then you can be plain and clear and provide that context to people and they can do what they want. Because I could tell my mom, like, hey, we're not getting them anything.
Oh, right.
And she gonna do what she wants.
Yeah.
Like
iPads for everybody.
Yeah. Hey, please don't get them screens. Please don't get them anything noisy. Your parents be violating. Your brothers be violating.
I could care
These
less
cats be buying like,
what you said.
yeah, here's a helicopter. It's meant to be flown inside.
Here, let me show you how it works.
Yeah, like how dare you?
I need to go get the kids stuff. I
Yeah,
will
but-
say, I think of that every time, and I'll just randomly send Knox and the girls just
Yeah, the loudest.
noisy, loud,
absolutely.
ridiculous, multi-piece toys.
It's called revenge gifting.
But yes, you were saying, thinking about those key takeaways.
Yeah. So, regardless of whether people are going to follow the path that you've laid out, you doing your part to communicate it clearly matters.
Yes.
And in the co-parenting situation in particular, and I can say like for me, and I know that you value it in reverse, like, hey, here's what me and Marjorie agreed to. I know that you're going to say it. I know that I'm going to say it. And that's it.
Yeah.
What they do with it, we have no control.
And I think too, and we didn't explicitly name this, but when we talk about family and like, ex-partners, it also includes, I think, blended families and new partners. So we haven't done Thanksgiving, but we've done a couple of Christmases where I think there's just less travel for whatever reason.
Yeah, we're just around.
And so it's like, oh, well, we're both here. So why don't we just...
Yeah, and those are more likely to happen if I have Christmas. Because I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
Like,
yes.
there's a tree in my house.
Yes.
Like,
And so like...
this year is actually the exception. Like, I'm planning to go to my mother's
Yeah, you
because
said
we
you were-
need to be
yes,
in New
traveling.
Jersey generally.
When are you leaving?
We'll have to figure that out. We'll circle back.
Okay.
We'll schedule a conversation.
so-
and because
so
I know
wait.
you want to do something for New Year's.
Well, I don't need to do something for New Year's. That's why I was like, if you guys are gonna go, talking about the need to be flexible. Like, it doesn't make sense to have a whole bunch of moving parts. So if you guys are gonna go and just go, like that's, I was gonna say it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not
I think some of that may or may not be figured out
pressed.
tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So that said, I've already told my mom that we're going to be out, so we have to go.
Okay.
But
That sounds like fun.
yeah, but we can come back. Yeah, we're going to get delicious food, and the kids are going to get things that
Mm.
my mom tries to overpack my van with that I have to bring back across the country. I was like, oh, look, I got a bike. Yo, I don't have room for a bike in the whip. Like, what are you doing?
I do appreciate that your mom is like, I'm gonna hold you down and get
Yeah.
all of the things in this car.
Oh, I love it and appreciate it, but it's related to kind of the takeaway about boundaries too. Like, you don't have to justify yourself. You can say what your plan is and what your schedule is and leave it at that. It's kind of a version of no as a complete sentence.
Yes. And I think too, obviously acknowledging whatever the things are, right? Whether it's, hey, we're going to have my family used to have a end of year
Réveillon.
réveillon. Essentially it's a holiday party going into the new year.
We eat croissants.
And, as an every year thing, it's like, oh, are you coming? Are you going? The tickets are on sale. Are you going to the réveillon? And like everyone is talking, and I'd be like, okay, we gotta buy tickets, and then we gotta get out there. And it's like, all right. And then for me, it's like, oh, what am I gonna wear? And so now it's like, all right, and I have to have something to wear. Like, there are all of these things that are part of it. It's okay to say, hey, I know this is a big deal. I know this is an event that everybody, wants to go to every year. This year we're doing, not the réveillon. We could come out for something else, but that's what it is. And like being okay, staying committed to the plans that you made or the non-plans that you made. I really, again, enjoyed being on my couch and in my bed and not doing anything. And I am actually very much looking forward to doing more of nothing in my bed and on my couch during the next holiday break.
I think that's important too. So you're allowed to feel good about that.
And not just feel good, but not feel guilty, because I
Yeah.
think that's the thing too.
Like guilt doesn't mean that you did something wrong.
yes, you
Guilt means that you were traumatized as a child to believe that your needs aren't important. And not just kidding. But guilt
that's
isn't
a different episode.
But guilt's not a signal of wrongdoing per se. And
No.
you should be comfortable. Like, hey, this is what works for me, and this is what works for my family. Like, you don't like feeling bad about something doesn't mean you're a bad person.
Right. You know, you can be like, oh, regrettably, we can't do that. And that's okay.
Yeah. You can't please everybody. Like, you got to protect your peace. You got to protect your non-negotiables.
Yeah.
You got to be very careful about aligning with your values and the values of your family.
And I think, like always, you know, I feel like for everything that we do, so much of it is, you know, what does this look like to the kids? Like, how are they understanding and making sense of like how we move and the decisions we make? Do you know Makaria asked me the other day?
What?
She said, "Are you ever going to get married again?" And I was like,
You're like, why?
"Why? Why are you asking me this question?" The point being that, and she was like, "Well, you know, I just don't want you to be alone." And it's so interesting because I'm like, where in your 12-year-old mind are you like finding the information to put together the story of like, oh, my mom is not married. She might die alone.
You're not alone. I see you every day.
And I said that, I was like,
You just don't have somebody living in your house, which is nice.
I'm also not alone. I have you guys. I have your dad. I even have your madre and like my whole family. I have my parents and siblings, my line sisters. Like there are so many close social connections and people that I have in my life. I am not at all.
I mean, but people get
concerned about
socialized to
dying
think,
alone.
I mean, people get socialized to think that your primary romantic partner is the end-all be-all relationship that you have to have. And that's just
And
not
my
true.
12-year-old.
Yeah.
So I want to model for her, like it's okay to say no and not do stuff, and not just because you think everybody else is doing the thing that you have to do the thing. So
Yeah.
healthy boundaries for the kids.
Yeah, I think it's important. And like showing them that you can't please anybody, nor should that be your goal. Like you can't please everybody. That's just not possible.
Yeah. And it's a hard thing, I think, particularly for us, you know, firstborn type A folks. Especially to the girlies out there.
Responsibility is on me.
It is very hard to feel like you know, that you can say no or that you should be able to say no. And I feel like if you don't protect your own space and your non-negotiables, you will run yourself into the ground. And I
if you
speak
don't-
from experience.
And if you don't practice saying no, like it
Yes.
makes it, you get better at it the more you do it. Like everything.
Yes. I said no to a professional thing that I really wanted to do, and it was hard, but I'm very proud of myself for doing it.
There's a Steve Jobs quote. There's something, I'm gonna butcher it, but it's not about saying no to things that you don't want to do. It's
Mhm.
about saying no to things that you do want to do so that you can maintain the focus on the main thing. And I was like, oh, that hit me so hard because I was like, oh, I don't even know if I could articulate what the main thing is right now because I just have so many
Mm.
balls in the air. Like
I
everything
want it
feels
to
like
be
a
two
priority.
things.
Yeah. But
3 things.
being able to
Four
stack
things.
those no's up, see, look at it.
Just-
Even as you're doing it out loud, like, but that, I mean, that's a real symptom of what's going on. Where, hey, I want to be really good at X. The
Mhm.
people who protect that time and say no to all the things that aren't X move faster. Success loves speed.
I mean,
But now's not the
yeah,
time for
this
that.
is another pod.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
a
another
whole
pod.
other conversation.
We will come. I do want to come back to this though, because I think that that's important. But with respect to at least what folks can do now, I would say, you know, as we get into this, before you even start on your December calendar, because you know the first rolls around quick.
Yeah, it's already December, B.
It's important to, you know, I think sit down and identify, right? What are your top 3 non-negotiables for this holiday season? Write them down, share them with either your co-parent or your partner or whoever the other person might be. Even if you want to think of it as here's somebody who's going to help hold you accountable or someone who you can be accountable with because you said, here are my non-negotiables. Share that with family. And at least that way, when you get into the swing of the holidays and all of the other things, folks will know, well, you know,
Yeah.
shared
Like
the
he said,
non-negotiables.
yeah, he
He's
said this is how it's going down. And
he's doing this and not doing
Huh.
this.
amazing. That's actually how it went down.
So that's your homework.
Yeah, I'm with it. So we appreciate y'all. Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Parents and Professors podcast.
Peace.
If this conversation resonated with you, do us a huge, huge, huge favor. Like the episode, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on all our socials. I actually be going crazy on Instagram, so that's the best one.
And please feel free to drop a comment below. Tell us what you liked, what you hated, where you'd like us to dig deeper, or even if you think we missed something. We're always learning and growing, and we want to make sure that we're creating content that resonates with viewers like you.
And most importantly, and this is a huge one, if you know somebody who could benefit from hearing the conversations that we're having on this episode, please share. Sharing is caring. We're doing this for the love and to build a community because it matters.
And at the end of the day, that's the most important part, creating spaces where we can have real, honest conversations about the things that matter to you: education, parenting, relationships, and everything in between.
So thanks for being part of our community. Go check out the catalog of other episodes if you haven't. And we look forward to seeing you next time on the Parents and Professors podcast.
We let no cap, getting on